Was that a question?
No, that was like an exclamation point. Positional advantage.
Oh, okay, that was for emphasis. Okay, good. I can see we need all the help we can get here. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. And we're gonna go to this. And let's just hope it works. Okay. Can you guys see this?
Yes, looks good.
Okay, cool. So as Mary says, this is cool because we get strength from a positional advantage, which is where we're sitting at the table. So Phil's very excited about this, that the finesse being important, as we all know, and also this idea of the advantage of being in a certain position. Uh-oh, it's not working. Oh, here, I'll go like, oh, look. And he did not crop this image, but and thinks it's hysterical because the positional advantage is somewhat askew. Okay. Are my meeting controls in your way? Or you can't see those, only I can see them. Perfect. Okay, so here, this is the idea of what he's talking about the advantage of being in a certain position. We're down here as the declarer, and on our left is the opening leader or the person leading this. And do you see what he means?
Yeah.
Like no matter what they lead, we get an extra trick. No matter what suit Wes leads, she gives us a sure trick, because if she any of these, we get an extra trick or a sure trick. Make sense?
Right.
Okay. I know that some people, and I'm one of these, has more trouble than others with this whole idea about how the cards work at the table. And so I think this is a really important lesson to know. Oh, and as Phil says, the West has to lead into our draws of the ace, king, jack, no matter what she leads.
But the problem is that's only going to work for one trick because there's no way to get back to her position.
Unless we make her lead.
Well, she can lead once,
What
but
if
then
we-
we can't get back there to get her to lead again.
Unless we figure out a smart way. But you're right. That's right.
I mean, it depends on
just
what's
to be-
up, I suppose, but-
Just to be nitpicky, should we point out that both the board and the declarer have the 2 of clubs?
I think you should send a special email to
Love
Phil.
it.
I'll let Phil know.
Good one, Mary.
The special pack.
Love it.
So as he says, playing the last one to play to a trick, playing fourth is a huge advantage because they play up to you. We get to see all the other 3 cards. The lead comes up to us.
Right.
So here, and that up to and through and all that has caused some consternation at Planet Hole in the past. So hopefully it'll be more clear by the end of Phil's awesome PowerPoint. Okay, here's the opening lead. What do you think? What are we gonna play?
At second hand low.
Okay.
Win first with the shorter side.
Oh,
Ooh,
opposing principles.
I know.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how Phil handles this. The contract is 3 no trump. Oh, we're going to count our winners, of course.
Oh.
Okay, well, let's start. How many spades?
0.
None.
1.
How many?
None.
None. Right. We don't have a single top trick there. So far, 0. Okay, hearts,
2.
clubs,
4.
4.
Oh,
4.
and diamonds.
2.
That adds up to?
You need one more.
Perfect. Oh, look, yellow. Love it. Okay. So now Can we find one more, or where can we find one more?
Clubs.
Spades.
Clubs.
Clubs?
No,
Is it possible in clubs?
no,
Why not, Mary?
because
already
you only
taken
have
the
4 on
four.
each side.
Yeah,
You can't take more than 4 club tricks.
that's right.
Because we only have 4. We can't take more
Yeah.
than the number of cards we have.
Right. If we go, if we
Spades.
duck the spade, we can take the third one with the jack.
Yeah,
Oh,
Or,
And
some sort of a positional advantage?
or if we play the
Yes,
four.
could be, because
Yeah,
we'll have the lead.
let's think about trick 1. Play small from dummy, as
Yep.
you said. And that will guarantee a trick in spades.
Yep.
yeah, just one is guaranteed.
Oh,
Yeah,
we need.
All we
That's
need.
all we need. Because we've got 8 winners
yeah.
and we only need 1, right, Lori?
Good job over there.
How do we know what is guaranteed in the spades? Because they're playing the 10 of spades, but West could have the king.
True.
Yeah, but there's other tricks in the spade suit, right? If
Right.
West plays the king, then Trish, let's say West plays the ace,
We still
then
got,
we still have the jack.
Right.
All we need is 1.
So can I just ask, why wouldn't we have played the queen, hoping to get out their king?
Because there's an ace too.
Because then
Then we
the
lose the
might
king
take
and
the
the
jack.
ace.
King and ace still out.
well, for one thing, probably the West is leading away from some strength possibly. But also if it comes around and East sees that 10 is high, they might play low. To
And
try to
then if they
force.
played low, what would we do?
We take it with the jack.
Right. So we're sitting where we want to be sitting with this lead.
Yeah.
Positional advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what he says. Playing fourth to a trick is great. The dance of cards is magical. Oh, and this must be his mother.
Of course.
God. Anytime you start a new, oh yeah, this is a cool thing. Anytime you start or break, it's called a new suit on defense, you give up half a trick on average.
Really?
Yeah. So when you're playing defense, you want to keep doing what you've been doing if you can.
Okay.
Don't break a new suit or start a new suit. Okay, so this is today. Positional advantage as one of the so what we're doing with you guys and our curriculum is starting with hand play because it moves up the formerly known as ABNs to become the regulars with everybody else because we're all focusing together on the play of the hand. So we're going to recap a little bit last week, and then we're going to talk about leading toward an unsupported honor. Unsupported. And he says newer players forget this. Okay, this is his decoration. There's Jerry. There's Jerry.
Yep.
So, okay. So it's 2 spades. And can somebody remind we're not the new regulars haven't talked much about this, but it does tend to come up. What does a 2 spade bid indicate?
Preemptive.
Preemptive, I have 6 spades.
Okay, and what does preemptive mean in this context?
Means you've got a weak hand, but a lot of spades.
Yeah,
And you're trying to prevent the other side from being able to bid.
Or
right.
you're forcing them to bid higher than they want to.
Exactly. Whoops. Yes, exactly. All of that is right. Oh, look, 2 spades is preemptive. And it's from week 22, but you guys already know it. The purpose is to make it hard for the opponents to bid. And you have very little risk of going down because our suit is so good. What are we supposed to hold to do that?
6
At least 6.
6 spades and very low, point count.
Two of
And
the
two
top-
of the
Two
top
of the top
three.
three or three of the top five.
Right on.
Right.
Okay. Yes. Okay, here's his last week's recap. Okay, this is good for our brains.
Yeah.
So we are Jaws. The Jaws.
Yes,
What are the Jaws here?
the ace and the queen.
Yes. And where do we hope the king is?
On the
On the
left.
left.
So what are we going to lead?
Small one.
Small one from down here?
Yep.
Yes,
Mhm.
And then what?
If the king is played, you take it with the ace. If the king isn't played, you play your queen and try and get by with it.
And you pray a little, yeah, or whatever you might do. Yeah, you lead toward the jaws. You lead up to those jaws. Okay, here's another one.
going the other way.
What are we gonna do? He doesn't say where we are. Oh, we're in the south. Well,
So yeah, lead any one of those. And again, if he plays the king, you take it with the ace.
same thing, eh?
Right.
Now,
And
if West doesn't play a king, do you go low?
yeah, you let it ride.
And that's
Because these are supported. Queen, Jack, 10.
right.
So they're just waiting there to be elevated and
Yeah, you
promoted.
could just go from one to the other.
Hmm?
You could just go from one to the other. If the king doesn't come the first time, then you just play the jack the next time.
That's right, Trish.
Now, Deborah, is this a defensive hand or is south a declare or north or are these the declare suits?
These are declare suits.
Okay.
Deborah,
It's all about hand play. Yeah, Mark?
what do you mean by let it ride?
You play the queen, they play something, you let the queen ride. That means let it go.
Hope it's the highest.
Hope that West has the king and just let it go. And
If
if
not,
East takes
allow
it,
it to be the highest card on the table.
let it,
Don't play the ace. Let the queen sit and hopefully.
Yes,
Keep your
Don't
fingers
play the-
crossed.
She says let it ride. Don't play the ace is what she
right.
says.
So
or
like
another
in-
way to say it is just run it. Just let it go.
you know,
And
like in-
wait and see what happens. And if they
Like
take
it-
it with the king, fine. Then we have the jack and the 10.
The
And
rationale is either the queen is going to take the trick or the king will take the trick and elevate your jack and 10 and you have the rest of it.
Yes, exactly.
And again, as Phil said, these are tools in the declared tool belt. Okay. The jack.
Deborah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Since the queen, jack, and 10 are equal in value, why not play the 10 rather than the queen?
Psychological.
No, but if they have the king, it's not equal. Oh, yeah, it is. I see. what
Okay,
you-
good, Lori. Yeah. They're
Bill
all
explained it
equal.
last week and I don't remember what his explanation was of why
It's-
it's
Well, he said something a little different last week, I think. But I think Beverly's answer that it's psychological. They might cover an honor with an honor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
right.
right
But as
away.
far as playing the queen versus the 10, there are other instances where Phil has said to play the lower card because
Yes.
you don't
yes.
have to worry whether, was the queen played? If
Right.
you the queen now,
Right.
you don't remember what's missing.
Oh,
Exactly,
that's right.
yeah.
That is
Yeah.
what he said.
He'll
Yeah.
remember.
That's
So
what he
in-
said, but you'll do that for a while, then you might stop because it's really fun to confuse the opponent. And if we can.
You have to hope your
not to be
opponent's memory is worse than your own.
Even worse, yeah.
Finesse
Okay.
their bad memory.
Here's another one. Is this a supported honor situation?
No.
No.
Oh. at
Who
the
said
top.
yes?
Lori.
Lori, no,
I thought you meant-
that wasn't a
Oh, I guess it's not supported because, yeah,
Oh,
the
wait.
support is in the dummy, I guess. That's what I was thinking.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
you're the one, I'd like to point out, you're the one who got it right.
Oh, thanks.
Uh, because it's Queen Jack 10. So that's touching honors there. So it's really important to look across the table, so to speak, to see these consecutive cards that that support each other. So you want to lead the supported honor. Keep the lead where you are so you can repeat it. So if you lead the queen, what are you going to do over there?
Duck it.
Duck it. Let it
Mhm.
ride. Yeah. And then what are you going to do next?
If they don't play the king, you would play the lower one. Is that what you mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lori,
then-
it starts to make some kind of sense. Honest. Yeah, you're getting it. Okay. Here, I got to move the people. Okay. How about this one?
Same thing.
Same thing. Patty, speak.
Yeah.
What are we going to lead?
You can lead. It doesn't really matter, really, but I'd lead the jack and hope that they push out the king, that'll push out the king. Then you take it with the ace.
Matters because if you don't push the jack, they may not play the
Right,
one.
Yeah, but then you're going to win the trick.
right.
You're going to let it ride, right?
Yep.
Right.
Play the 10 under it.
Yep. Okay. Keep the lead where you are so you can repeat it. Do it again. And every time you play it, they have fewer of those cards and fewer guards for their high one.
Right.
That's what's gratifying. Okay. So wait, I can't see. Why do we keep so much emphasis on leading supported honors? Okay, this queen is unsupported, right? There's no Queen Jack 10.
Right.
Right.
It's all by her. She is all by herself. So what happens if we lead the queen here? Is that going to work out for us?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No. If we want to lose 2 more tricks after that, it will.
Yeah.
Where's the king? It could be on either side. If West has the king, she covers it because you cover an honor with an honor, right?
Mhm.
And you
Right.
only get one trick.
Right.
Right.
If East
Oh.
has the king, East takes the queen. You again only get one trick. I'm not looking at this thing way over there. Leading the queen will never gain you an extra trick or a second trick in this situation. Never. I'm not looking at those things on the right. I need Phil to describe those and I don't want to look at them. So I'm not going to. Okay. So, oh, here, good. He did it himself. So let's, whoops. All of a sudden, okay, yeah.
Just to make a point.
Any questions? Let's go back. I like that. That's where we're going to do that again. Do not lead the queen because you cannot possibly get anything extra from it.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
They love.
Oh,
Lead
Lead
low
low.
from where?
From your hand.
From
aren't
south.
aren't we in the south?
Yeah, or take a different suit.
It'd be better
Why
to
does it
lead,
matter whether you lead from the dummy or your hand?
it'd be better to lead from the dummy because then you could maybe have 2 ranking honors if the king comes out.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay. Leading toward an unsupported honor. That's the sort of mantra of the day. You want to lead up to or toward an unsupported honor. Super important. So you can never, if you lead the queen, you can't, it'll never help. You're always going to lose it. Somebody's going to play it, and it's not going to be us because we don't have it. So instead, suppose you lead little from the dummy toward the queen. You want to navigate yourself over there and do that. You want to lead up. The way I say it in my head is I lead up to the card that I want to win the trick. So you go to the dummy, right? You want the king to be over here in the east,
Right.
and you want them to play it. If east has the king and plays it, your queen is good. If east has it and doesn't play it, you can win with the queen. How cool is that?
Yes.
The queen, his favorite term. The queen has positional advantage because the queen is comes after or behind the king.
Right, because you see the king when it's played, so you just play the 5 or the 4.
Right.
And then
Yep.
they play the queen.
Yep.
Yes.
And if they play small and you play the queen and it wins, then you've won a trick with the queen.
Yes.
So is
So-
this also counting on your opponents playing second card low or second hand low?
Well, you know what? They may, you're hoping they will, but you don't know if they will.
Right.
They see the queen over there. Oh no, the dummy, it's the ace. They might hope, yes, that their partner has the queen.
Right.
So, because the queen 5-4 is hidden. If the king is on the left, there's nothing you can do about it. That's true. But leading toward the queen can't hurt, and it gives you a 50% chance of an extra trick. Whereas if you lead the queen, you have a 0% chance. And 50 is really a lot better than 0. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
and I
Okay.
never got this before.
Oh, good. Well, we're just ready for it. Okay, so leading toward an unsupported honor. 2. I don't know, maybe this is the second phase. Super important. So what happens if you start this suit from the dummy?
With the ace out, you take no tricks.
Yeah, we don't get anything. What happens if you take 0 tricks? Okay. Do you have any hope of taking a trip? Yes. Where do we hope the ace is?
West,
Why?
because they might get low and your king will be good.
Yeah. So where do we have to start from, Patty?
Hand.
Your hand.
Yes,
From south?
from south. Yes. So you're gonna play one of these, go up here. Yes, just like you said. This is what you hope for. You hope he doesn't know whether to play it. He either plays it or he doesn't. If he plays it,
You play the 2.
you play the 2. If he doesn't play it, you play the king and hope that West had it. I really like how Phil's drawn this up because it's visual. Okay, if West has the ace, we get a trick. If she plays it, the king is set up. If she plays little, you play the king and the king wins. Awesome. Okay. The king is behind, the king comes after the ace or is behind the ace. And the ace is in front of the king. If it's in the West,
Yes.
right? Okay.
So this is all just playing the odds.
Yeah, because if ace is in the east, then,
Yeah, you got a 50-50 chance.
you would, I guess you would, if you play the king and the ace is in the east, you lose it. That's all, 50-50.
Yeah.
That's yeah. But at least you had a chance.
Yeah.
And I said I never gambled.
And yeah,
Wait, if you don't play the king on the first trick there of the suit from the dummy, then the king becomes a singleton, and whatever gets let out, the ace is played by any of the defenders. You have to play it to follow suit.
Yeah, assuming that
Yeah.
the.
So you might as well play it when it's the top of the doubleton,
Yep.
Yeah.
unless West plays the ace. So
Right, right.
and we hope West is gonna play the ace, because they might get tempted, because they see the king over there and they want to take a trick.
Right.
Just don't know. Okay. So the upshot here is don't lead an honor without supporting cards. So he's going to give us some things to compare. And here the queen is supported by the Jack 10. It goes Queen, Jack 10. If West covers the queen with the king, that sets up the Jack and the 10.
Yep.
Right? So see,
Yeah.
these supported. If he plays the king, then our
Right.
Jack and 10 are good.
Right.
Yes,
So if
That's
he
the
plays the
dummy.
king, we play the ace, right?
yes.
Okay.
So that gives us three tricks, the ace, the Jack, and the 10.
Exactly. And what if he doesn't play the king?
Then it might be an ace.
You let it
We
ride.
can't let it ride,
Right, yeah.
because maybe he's got it. He sees these draws, the queen and the ace.
Well, he doesn't see the queen.
Well, once it's
He
let.
does when we lead it.
Yes, yeah, when you play it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's another one. And oh, this is a comparison. Here the queen has no supporting cards. So therefore, we must lead up to it or toward it. We lead up to the card that we hope is going to win the trick. Where do we hope the king is if we're leading the two from the up here, north?
In the east.
Correct.
The west.
East.
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 Because then we won't play the queen.
Because we're south.
And then the queen will be good. If
But
we-
wait a minute, if the king was in the west, then we wouldn't play the.
We don't know that.
Oh, we don't know. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna play the two, they're gonna play something. And what are we gonna play?
If it's the king, we play small. If it's anything lower, we play the queen.
Yeah. And we hope, and that's that minute where you can feel I can feel the adrenaline in my body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it
Leading
really?
the queen here is, oh, I love this. Leading the queen here is not a finesse. It's a 0% play. That must be, Dave is probably his
It's
father.
brother.
Oh, his brother, thank
Is
you.
It's probably his father, I thought.
Well, it could be either one, right? It's a 50% chance.
His
Again,
brother
the odds.
from previous talks. I think you can.
Oh, what is
remember it's
it?
His brother.
Ted?
His brother.
Oh, it is his brother, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. All right.
that's a quote
So,
I've seen
but it's
before.
not to lead the queen here is a sure loss. Because
Right.
one or the other of these has the king. Yeah, okay. Suppose this is a crucial time. Oh, he's allocated this as almost intermediate. Okay, a crucial time to lead toward an unsupported honor. Suppose this is your trump suit. You're looking at it. 4, 4.
5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Okay, 4 in one hand, 4 in the other. So how many are out?
5.
And how are they probably going to break?
3,
2.
Why is that? When there's an odd number out, they break in a
Friendly manner.
what, Patty?
Friendly manner.
Yeah. Okay. If you lead the queen, you're sure to lose 2 tricks.
Right.
Why? Why? Because the queen doesn't have any support, no Jack 10 here.
Mhm.
So you have to lead toward the queen from the low card up
The
to the
dummy.
queen. Yeah, from the dummy, if that's the dummy. Oh, and
Deborah.
he's telling us to play the ace to get 1 round played, because that's for sure a winner. And then you lead toward the queen.
Wouldn't
Why
lead
wouldn't
toward
you
the
just
queen
lead toward the
first?
queen first?
Yeah,
Anybody?
The king might be a singleton.
could be, that's true.
You're only
gonna
gonna
Alright.
have one
He
round.
uses up one of their cards.
And you could also take the 4-0 split that way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding why play the ace first?
Because you get idea how it splits 4-0, you still win the trick.
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah, I mean, 5-0 too.
5-0 or 4, yeah.
Well, I can see if you
Gonna win the ace.
If it's 3-2, if you take the ace and the king is doubleton.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna fall the second time and ultimately you'll get the queen.
But if you try to finesse to the queen and the king is in east, then you might not have to lose to the king if that's the doubleton in the 2-3 split.
If it's the doubleton, you'll still have your queen.
Right.
Yeah.
If the player doesn't
No,
play.
no, what I'm saying is if you finesse to the queen from the dummy, which has the ace, if we're assuming south is declare and ace is north is the dummy. If we lead to the queen and the king is in the east and they don't play it, we take it with the queen.
It doesn't make sense to me. Sorry.
And then we can play another round, get 8 out and take it with the ace, and by then the king would fall.
But it's just as likely that the king is in the hand with the 3 as the king is in the hand with the 2.
Well,
Yeah.
which is it more likely?
It's in
Well,
the
you
hand
don't
of
want
the
it
three.
In the 3.
That's right, little Janie.
What is,
What was the answer?
That it's unfavorable. It's in the hand with the 3.
Because it's if there's 3 choices or 2 choices,
because odds are unfriendly.
it's more likely that it's going to be where there's 3 cards than where there's 2 cards.
Hmm.
As somebody said earlier, it does get down to probabilities and odds,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
So could someone try again to explain why you play the ace first rather than just starting with, playing the 2 and trying to get the king out?
Because you want to reduce the number of cards in each
people have.
opponent's
Okay.
hands and therefore reduce the number of guards they
Got it.
have for their king.
And you would have reduced your own guard, the queen, that could possibly take something. If you pay the queen to the ace and you don't.
Oh,
have
you'll
a-
never play the queen to the ace. That's what that thing was that he spun
Never
around.
makes sense.
But I think that's what his question was.
No.
Are you saying you play the ace first because then you're guaranteed 2 rounds of trumps to get 8 out? Is that what you're saying by playing the ace?
There's no guarantees.
No guarantee.
Well, if you play the ace first, you're guaranteed that you can play trumps the second round. If the queen gets taken on the first round, then they might go to another suit.
Good point.
I don't understand what you just said.
It's whether you maintain control or you cede it to the
Right.
opposition.
If you play the 2 to the queen and let's say you lose it, right? You lose the queen. Let's say I don't know,
West.
and you play the queen and then to the left plays the king, and then they might come back in a totally different suit. So you don't get to play 2 rounds of trump.
You do eventually because it's Trump.
Yeah, but they might go over to some other suit that they're kind of killing you in,
And you'll be
Why would
voiding
we play
that.
ace first?
I think this is a question that we'll put to Phil because it seems to have caused some consternation. And
Yes.
generally, I mean, I would play it the way Phil suggests because I want to get their cards out, their guards for their big cards. But this, Martha or somebody, can you mark down a question for Phil to ask for clarification? How
Yeah.
describe this?
Deborah, when this slide first appeared,
Yep.
you said something that I think you probably teach the newbies. Go back to it, please. When you have 4 and 4, but everybody was talking and I didn't hear it. When you have
Yes, Beverly. I said when it's 4 and 4, how many? I asked how many are out, and people said 5. The opponents hold 5 cards. And then I said, when the opponents are holding 5 cards, generally it's a friendly division of those cards. It's more likely in terms of probabilities to break 3-2 than 4-1. There's no need to know the numbers of those probabilities. That's TMI, too much information. But it's just good. And Coach D from Hawaii just said this the other day, and I loved it. I hadn't heard it quite explained like this. If they're an odd number out in the opponent's hands, it generally breaks in a friendly manner for us, which is 3-2. How cool is that?
Yeah, okay.
And when there's an even number out, like 4 or 6, it generally breaks. If there's 6 out, it won't break 3-3 usually. It'll break 4-2, and that's obnoxious. Not friendly. That's unfriendly.
True.
So is that what it was, Beverly?
I think so.
Okay, I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got to lead to the punchline on this slide is we've got to lead up toward the queen. Okay.
Yep.
All right, and we're going to ask Phil about that. Why play the ace? And we'll see what Phil says. Oh, here's a typical situation. Let's see, maybe this will describe it. If the cards lie badly, nothing you can do anyway, but at least you tried. Oh, here's about the split. This is a 3-2 split versus a 4-1 split.
Yep.
Well, I'm just looking at my probabilities chart that is scotch taped to my computer. So 3-2 split happens 68% of the time, and a 4-1 split happens 28% of the time. That's a big difference. And there's no need to remember the numbers, but it's just good to know that usually you're going to get a 3-2 split. And what's important is to play those odds, to make your plan accordingly.
And the king is, sorry.
Yeah. And
Deborah?
and to not, let me just say one more thing, and to not play by emotion. It's hard, I think, but over the long run, if you play the odds, you'll do better over the long run. More times, it'll work more times than not work.
And the king is nestled with the 3. You said that before, right? The king is more than likely to be nestled with the 3.
That's right. Because there's 3 chances versus 2 chances.
Right. Deborah, I got some clarification from Phil.
Oh, beautiful.
Who said he would lead the ace first, just on the off chance that there was a singleton king, and it falls that way. Obviously, the odds are not in your favor, but by doing it in that order, you've just increased your odds a little bit in case the odds were unusual. That was not explained at all clearly, but.
Yes, it was. It was excellent. It was excellently, it was beautifully described. And we could even look at that. If this, see my cursor, the J could have been the K, could have
Exactly.
been. But there's that's like a 1 in 5 chance. That's pretty unlikely.
But it doesn't hurt you to do the ace first and cover that slim possibility, in which case you gain.
That's right.
And if you do the queen first, you miss that opportunity.
Thank you very much. Yes, perfect. Okay, nice work.
Deborah, is this a situation, just looking at the cards?
Sorry, go ahead. We're gonna go back. Go ahead. What?
I was just gonna say, is that a situation where they maybe shouldn't try to get Trump out because they don't have any honors except the queen and the ace? Like all their other, all the other cards that are going to be promoted are in the opponent's hands. 10, 9, 8.
It's really hard to know unless we know more about the context of the hand. That might be the case, but oftentimes it's really important to get that those honors out, and sometimes they might fall on each other, which is gratifying in its own way. But it's really good to be thinking about that, Patty. Okay, so next slide. Another lead toward, when we have 2 honors. Anybody guess what's going to be the upshot of this slide? That was a quiet silence.
You lead a small one.
Small to the king or queen.
Okay, and then what?
If the ace comes out, you duck it. If the ace doesn't come out, you play either the king or the queen, and you got a 50-50 shot of taking it.
But I mean,
And what, Mary? And then what?
And then try to get back to your.
Get back to your hand and do it again.
Do it again. Yeah.
Do it again.
They have all these big ones.
Yeah, they do.
And let's assume, because there's 5 of them, that they break in a friendly manner, which is 3-2.
Yep.
If you lead the king, you'll lose 2 tricks. 1 to the ace and 1 after you take the queen. That's right.
Yep.
So we have to maintain hope. The ace is on the left, right? In the west.
Yep.
And so how are we going to do this?
Lead from your hand.
Small from the hand.
Small from our hand, 7 or the 6 or, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
No, but it might entice them. That's,
Yeah.
But it might not. You lead small toward the king, queen. If it holds, you come back to your hand and you do it again. And you think ahead to the fact that this might be the situation. So you want to be sure to have another entry in another suit in your hand.
So do this early.
And look at entries.
So then you do switch suits to get back to your hand.
You have to, right? Because you can't come back in this pathetic suit on this side. Right? Yeah. Okay. So this is what, right. Good. This is what we hope for. We lead low and he's got ace 4. Are those all supposed to be cards?
Yes.
That's a lot of cards. Mary, please tell him.
One too many.
Yeah, that's an extra.
One too many question mark.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh,
Backspace.
no, this is what we hope for. Okay. So we're going to do it. We're going to come back and we're going to do it again. And then we'll maximize our chances because we can come back. That's called a repeat finesse. Okay. Summary of finesses and lead toward. Oh, and he, in a very lovely, reassuring way, says that with time at the table, we'll recognize these. We'll just see them.
Oh,
Lori, I want you to hear that. with time at the table. You'll start to see it, and you'll start to watch for those entries on both sides. It just starts honest. It does.
Which brings us to the Jerry Garcia.
Oh, yeah. Things will seem familiar. Whoops. And then, let me move the people here. Is that
Mute
me?
their phone.
Okay, we're gonna lead low up toward the jaws, right?
Yeah.
And what do we call this thing? The second one?
Supported honors.
Supported honors. We're gonna
Right.
lead those and let them, what's it called?
Right.
Ride.
Ride. Okay, Mark. Does that make sense?
I think
Are
Mark's
you
on the
here,
phone.
Mark?
I was on mute. I was on mute.
Okay, do you understand? Let it ride now?
Oh, I'll, not quite, but I'll.
It's okay
I'll-
to say
I'll-
no.
It's fine, and we'll get
Continue
at
to
it
play.
later. Not to worry.
Continue to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. We'll get it. We lead a supported honor.
I think, Mark, what I understand when they say let it ride is just do it again.
Well,
No,
no, 'cause
No,
don't
it
take
means
it,
don't cover it.
don't cover it with the
Ah.
ace.
Got it. Don't cover it.
Mm-hmm.
No, think of it as a gambling term, letting your bet ride. You are betting the queen is going to win.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when it's still when it's still the high card after West plays, you're letting your bet of the queen ride. You're leaving it there. You're not betting the ace.
You
You
play
don't-
low.
You're playing low.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
yeah,
Yeah, you're hoping that that it'll either be that the king will be thrown out.
You're hoping that the king was in the west and they didn't play it.
And that
Right.
they didn't play it exactly. But it just let it ride is a gambling term, right? Of letting your bet sit on the table. You don't take it. You win a bet and you let it ride. You say, I'm leaving my bet on the table and betting again. So what you're doing is you're betting that the queen is going to win. You play it.
Oh, okay.
Then if the king doesn't get played, you say, I'm letting that queen ride. I'm going to play a low card and hope it goes around and the queen will win.
That's right.
Okay.
Does that help?
Right. In North, you play a low card.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The
But the
Massachusetts,
whole purpose is you're trying to get the king out of hiding.
And
Right.
it's a problem if the king takes the trick because it elevates your other cards on the table.
it
Right.
elevates your jack and your 10
Right.
It
They're
elevates your
winners.
cards.
Mhm,
because it's gone into those jaws.
mhm.
Right, but you can only let it ride if you have supporting
honors, right?
Honors.
honors. Okay.
And your supporting honors, Mark, are the queen in your hand and the jack and the 10, because you and your partner are one and the same. So you have ace, queen, jack, 10. That's supporting honors.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool.
If the king comes out in the west, you cover it with the ace?
No,
Yes.
Yes, okay.
the jack and the king, 10 are good.
Okay, let's see if he gives us another one. The supporting honor is in the dummy. Yeah, same thing here. Jack. Mark, what are we gonna play here? We're gonna play the jack from down here. Then what?
If the king comes out, you play the ace.
Otherwise, you play the 10 and do it again.
And
No,
what's it
Otherwise, you
called
let it ride.
when you play the 10?
It right.
Letting it
Let it
ride.
ride. Let it ride. Yeah.
But what things in the east?
Then you lose it. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's you lost that bet.
Not the end of the world. You tried.
And your queen and 10 are now good.
Good. Yeah. If you play low and they take it with the king in the east,
Your ace and queen are good.
your ace and your queen are good as gold. Yep. So you keep the lead where you are so you can repeat it. That's another reason to let it ride. So you can repeat this action that worked the first time.
Is this good for both no trump and a suit contract?
Good question.
Yes, although if it's the third round of a trick, usually it's gonna get
That's
trumped, right?
Right. That's what I was thinking, and certainly why you play an ace.
Right, Michelle. Okay, so, and here we have another one. This X up to this king, right? What are we gonna, what happens if we start from up here in the north and lead the king?
We get nothing.
That's right. There's absolutely no way we could win that trick. But this way, if we lead from down here, this little up to that, maybe the ace is over here in the west.
So you can save your king.
Yeah, exactly. We lead toward an unsupported honor. Lead toward it. Or another way to say that, the way I think of it, is you lead up to the card that you hope is going to win the trick. I like that word, hope.
Yeah, but before we leave this, if you go back with the queen, if you lead the queen and it stays and you put the 10 down, then you're in your hand, you lead small. What do you lead from the dummy? If the king comes out, you lead the ace, otherwise do you lead the jack, or what's the deal?
I'm sorry, are you back on the one to the left?
Yeah,
of the blue
I'm on the
dotted line?
second hand of the queen, ace, jack.
This one? Or
No,
this?
the one before on the left.
Oh,
please.
okay.
So the queen, and then, if the king doesn't come out, we talked about the 10. Then you're still in your hand, and you go small. Then what? If it's king, then you put ace. Otherwise, do you do the jack, or do you put the
Jack, yes.
Yes, you do it again.
You're trying to catch.
And the
them.
second time you do the jack unless the king came out.
Okay.
Yes.
But if the
And
king
hope that
came
the
out,
king
you do
is
the
not,
ace.
hope the king is not in the east.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
And the fun thing about duplicate bridge, where everybody plays the same hands, if the king is in the east and you lose it, that's the same for everybody,
Yeah.
right? Everybody encountered that unfortunate situation.
What's Robin doing?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So let's see. Okay, key terms and ideas. Let's see. Finesse, we know what that is. Jaws, we can picture that. Supported honor, unsupported honor. This is a little review. When the finesse works, it means it wins. If we say the king or whatever we're finessing is on side, it means it's in front of, it means it wins. The king, we're happy when the whatever honor it is on side. On side is a good thing for us.
It's when it's in the position we want it to be in,
Right,
between us and our partner. Yep.
exactly. So we lead toward an unsupported honor. We lead up to the card we hope is going to win the trick. Playing fourth is always a good thing.
Mhm.
Okay, homework, you guys. I like this. We're starting to get really tough on you all.
Oh,
And suggest that you write these down and go in your own time to Bridge Master on BBO and go to the and here's how you get there. You log into BBO, you click on this. And I had to be told years ago how to find this. I couldn't find it. That keyword is practice. And then your options there are Bridge Master, and you click on that. You choose level 1, and then you go to level 1A1, level 1A7, 8, 16, and 19. He's given you 5 things to practice on.
I hope we can win some of these.
I know, they're really hard.
They're really hard. It's true. And so do not despair, because if you, not if, but when you aren't able to do it, you click on what says show solution. And then you click through it, click, 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 one trick at a time. And it'll explain. And when you, not if, but when you don't understand it, you try it again. And then if, once you think you understand it, you come back in 10 minutes and you try it again. And you, right, Elaine?
And hopefully you win that time, but probably you just do it again.
Yeah, just do it again.
Well, you know what, Deborah? This helps because I was playing Bridge Master.
Oh, can you go back, please?
Long before any of this.
Wait, I want to hear Beverly. What, Beverly?
You know, I started playing Bridge Master during COVID without knowing any of this and was wondering why, you know, it's so difficult. I would win sometimes. I never did get 18, but 18 stumped Phil too. But now I see there's a method. You know, understand what I'm saying? Before I was just playing it. And sometimes I would win and sometimes I wouldn't, but I see now there's a lesson behind every.
That's right. There's some principle exactly behind all of these exercises that appear on Bridgemaster. That's right. Okay, I don't know what he means. You're our only hope, Obi-Wan, 10 of diamonds.
It means the 10 of diamonds is our only hope.
Thank you, Lee.
It's gonna take a kick eventually.
For the cultural explanation. Okay. So today we're about to take our, oh my God, I talked as long as Phil. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for helping me. Okay, so we're going to go into rooms. Phil's not here, so he can't take people. So we're going to be into slightly larger breakout rooms. Marcus is dividing us up. We're gonna go to Shark Bridge, and everybody will sit south.
Thank you, Debbie. You did a great job.
I did. Did I do okay?
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
Deborah, this is Robin. I want to apologize to everybody for making noise. I thought I had